stop streaming like it's 2008. If your Whatnot stream looks like it was filmed on a 2008 webcam that we found in the basement drawer somewhere, this video is going to change that. Trust me, it's easier than you think. And if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to show you how you can turn your iPhone into a high quality camera for your streams. In this video, we're going to cover how you can connect your computer to OBS and go over all the recommended settings that Whatnot has for you, step by step. I'm also going to make the guide I'm going to show in this video available to you. Stick around to the end and I'll show you where you can grab them. I'm also going to tell you how to get your initial setup, like adding your camera, your sources, your display, all to your stream, how to set it up properly so it comes across good on Whatnot. This is going to be a 2-part series on this. This first one, I'm going to get you going. You can mess around with OBS and everything, and then in the next video, I'm going to show you really some tricks on how to optimize, use overlays, automation, like using the Stream Deck, fix your audio, things like that. So I'm going to show you all that stuff on the next one. So if you want to make your Whatnot stream look more professional without spending hours of troubleshooting like I did, let's get into it. We're going to start with getting OBS app installed on your PC. You got the link here. Go ahead and click that link. That's going to bring you to a page like this. You're going to choose your installer. You're going to hit download. And once you download that, go ahead and start running the installer. So just double click or right click and open it. Really quick, before you download it, make sure you grab the appropriate one for your system. If you have a 32-bit or a 64-bit operating system, most nowadays are 64. Just go ahead and double check whether you have a 64-bit or 32-bit operating system. Now, once you have that installer downloaded, go ahead and run it. And you're going to see, you're going to accept the terms and conditions, all that stuff. Quick. Now, once you download and you start to run the installer and you accept the terms and everything, it's going to ask you if you want to do an auto configure. Go ahead and hit no on that because we're going to set this up to Whatnot's configuration anyway. So next, you want to do your WebSocket server. But before we do that, I want to show you where you're going to go on Whatnot. There's a link here, but I want to show you where you're going to go on Whatnot to find this on your own. It's really easy, and you're going to have to go there if you're going to stream like this anyway, because this is where you're going to launch your streams from. If you want to add that to your bookmarks bar, go for it. You log into Whatnot, go to your Seller Hub, and you can see here under your shows, you have an option here that says Show Tools. It's going to look like this. Now, pay attention to what it says here. I have this in the guide. But also, you want to make sure you're using Chrome. If you don't like Chrome for whatever reason, try using another Chromium-based browser. But I use Chrome. I think it's great and it works best. And they've tested it. So if you use something else, it's not guaranteed that they're going to support you on it. As you can see here, you got a list of your upcoming shows. And then over here on the right, you have all these first-time instructions on how to set everything up. I do have screenshots of this in the guide that shows you literally put this here, put this here. So it tells you exactly how to go ahead and set this up. It looks like they've made some changes to this. So I will go ahead and double check. There's nothing new in here. If there's anything they put in here that I don't have and I feel might be beneficial, I'll make sure I throw that in the guide for you guys. All right, so this is the part that we're looking for, right? You got to get your WebSocket connection going. And this is the reason I wanted you to see this first, because you're going to know where you're going to put it. But full disclosure, I tried to record this video twice actually. The second time my computer crashed. So whatever, right? But I didn't fully think it through, and so when I got to this part, I tried to just go through it with using the guide only, but I felt like it just needed to be done with a screen recording. So, okay, that's working, great. So again, I'm gonna use the guide in this video, follow along so it's there, but I will put the video up that shows the screen recording of how I do it step by step. We're gonna go to Tools, oh crap, we're gonna go to Tools, WebSocket Server Settings. You're gonna enable the WebSocket, you're gonna enable the WebSocket server. So up here on the screenshot, you can see, go to Tools, you're going to drop down, you're going to hit WebSocket Server. Now, the server port 4455 should be there automatically, but if it's not, go ahead and change it to 4455. If you streamed on like Twitch or YouTube or anything like that before and you've used OBS, it's a different setup. I know we use a stream key. Whatnot has set this up a little different way. So you're basically essentially going to create a little mini web server from your computer, and then you'll allow Whatnot to connect to it. So you're going to make sure the server port is open. You're going to enable authentication. Now, very important right here, do not generate your an automatic password. I know some of you probably already went ahead and did that. So go ahead and cancel out. It won't work. It will not connect to Whatnot. So go ahead and just type in whatever password you want. Make sure you get that jotted down, save somewhere, because that's what we're going to enter on that Whatnot screen that we saw for the password. Once you're done, you're going to go ahead and hit apply. I'm not going to hit apply right here, but you're going to go ahead and hit apply. And then we're going to go back over to the show tools right here. Now you'll hit connect. You'll see it's successfully connected. Now, right here, you see my profile is untitled, and that's because I'm using my YouTube profile that I used to record widescreen. However, this is going to be set up for vertical streaming, so it's the opposite, right? Instead of 1920 by 1080, it's going to be 1080 by 1920. If I'm losing you, don't worry. It's all there. Just follow step by step. You enter that password there, you hit connect, it shows connected. If this is your first time using OBS, just go ahead and hit that update profile. It'll automatically set up things for you the way it needs to be. If not, you're going to go up here to this profile section. There's a drop down. There's going to be a list of profiles. You can go ahead and add a new profile. You'll switch to that profile on here once you create it, then hit update profile, because it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a little bit different settings. And they want to make sure you have the settings for the whatnot connection the same in case you start using OBS for something else.
But it doesn't work. Help me. Oh my God, no more, man.
So go back to your tools, go back to your WebSocket. You're going to see here your remote address, you know, in your session. So you'll see that it's connected. You should be good to go. Once we have that done, we're going to go through and fill all this stuff in. This is like an overview here. That's a screenshot from the OBS setup. You can see it's showing you where everything's at. Read through that if you want. You really don't have to. It just gives you an idea of what everything is. On the next slide here, you can see this is the screenshot, right, from the Whatnot website. You can see this is pretty much what they wanted you to set up. All the instructions here. So if you did grab these instructions or the go live instructions, any of that stuff, it's basically the same thing. I took a screenshot. I threw it in here for reference for you guys. All right, so I don't know what the hell happened to the audio and the rest of the video. I refuse to make this video for a 4th time. All right, welcome back to another episode of PMM tries to get this video done. Before we do that, I wanted to show you guys some basics of OBS so that when you do get this set up, you can go ahead and at least get your stream going. On part 2 of this, I'm already dreading it. No, I'm just kidding. I got the whole process worked out now, so these are going to pop out fast as far as like these tutorials for OBS and stuff. So I am going to show you guys a few things just to get started so you can get your basic layout going. So that way, once you get this going, you can get familiar with OBS, get started streaming on Whatnot, at least try it out, do some practice streams. I highly recommend doing practice streams. 2 reasons. 1, you get familiar with the OBS, you get familiar with streaming from the computer if you haven't before. And 2, you can actually make sure this works. I know a lot of people like tend to panic when shit is going sideways during the stream, so get yourself familiar with your settings, you know, how to set up your sources. So I already have mine set up, obviously, so I can talk while I'm recording this. So you go to settings, you come down to audio, and you'll select this this mic, either 1 or 2, 3 or 4, whatever you want. And you just hit your drop down, select whatever your mic is. So once you select your mic, you'll go ahead and hit apply. I hit cancel, but you'll hit apply. Again, adjust it way down as I did that. I'll show you guys on the next video how to really make your audio and your video nice and crisp and clean for your streams or recording using just like built-in stuff in OBS, like filters and everything. So we got our mic set up. Now I do want to explain some things. Think of scene collections as your computer, right? So your computer name is Scene Collections. I use this screen recording for making YouTube videos, and then my Whatnot streams scene collection is obviously doing Whatnot streams. This has no impact on like the profile thing like you need to connect with Whatnot. This is just how you're going to arrange your files within your project. So we can think of these scenes as like subfolders, right? So in one, we have one for tracking our business stuff. We're taking like our Pokemon business as an example. We'll say we have one folder here that we use to house our marketing, our expenses, our spreadsheets, whatever it is, right? And then you have another one that you can use for your Pokemon products, right? Your images of your products that you upload to sell your products. Scene collections, scenes, and sources. 3 different items you need to know about that will impact how you set up your OBS. For example, I have OBS to Whatnot. That's going to be for this tutorial I set up. I have screen recording. That's usually for doing my YouTube videos. And I have Whatnot streams. That's obviously for doing my streaming. All right, so this is what my project folder or scene collection looks like for when I'm streaming. As you can see, I have a bunch of different scenes. This is where I typically do all my streaming. So anyway, so I have this set up here, and I can do things like run my ad. But if I run that, it will switch the scene, as you can see, and pull up an asset or a source from within that, and then it switches back. The point being, scenes will house all of your sources that you've set up. Within those different scenes, you can have the same sources, right? Now, when you switch scene collections, you do not have the same stuff set up in there. However, like I said, when you're within scenes, you can have the same stuff. Now, as you can see, I set up this little banner here as an example to use. I want to show you that, again, your scenes carry over all the sources you configure. However, if you see, I make a new scene here. Sure, we'll call it scene 2. Nothing has been carried over, but if I go to add something, either by hitting the plus button or right click and hit add, I can go ahead and, let's say, add a video capture device. If you haven't set up your camera yet, you would set this up now and make a new one. I hit add existing, I hit select the camera I want, and boom, I'm here. Then I can move these up and down. I'll switch back to this other one. So they carry over just like that. So you would think scene collections are separate. The scenes will carry all the sources. You just have to reconfigure them based on how you want that scene to look. So you don't have to change your setup every time you want to do something different. So you can see here, I set up that banner. I don't have it set up here yet. Same thing, right click, I'll go to add image. You can see I have different stuff here, so I'll go ahead and just select that one, and then you can resize it just like you would anything else and make sure it fits within your framing here. So this area here is going to represent your phone and your whatnot stream. So you want to make sure whatever you want visible is going to be within that little box. Within the sources, you can see there's this little eyeball here and lock thing so it doesn't move around. You can turn sources on and off as needed. That being said, there's different panels in here. There's different buttons, so you can do scene filters, right? This is what I told you I'll go through to show you how to optimize on the next one. For the purposes of this, because I do want to show you how to get a camera in, and I already had one set up, you would go to hit the plus button or right click and add a new one. Add a new source, and then you're going to look for video capture device right here, and you're going to hit new. Now you would say create new, and it'll open up this window. However, I already have the camera I need set up, so I will take you back there just like that by hitting the properties. You can change your properties anytime. You can select your camera from the drop down, so you can deactivate it or reactivate it. Typically it will come set up, or it would just pull up the camera however you need. Quick recap, because I was all over the place. Settings, audio, pick your camera, your mic, add your sources in your scene, set up the scenes, move stuff around however you want. Now I do have this little overlay that I'll give you guys. It helps to see how you're positioning your assets or your sources so that it doesn't interfere with your stream or how people can see your stream. So this is a little overlay thing. I forgot where I got this thing. I got it when I first started streaming. You'll go ahead and add this as a source like I showed you a second ago. You go to image, and wherever you save this file at, I would suggest keeping it on the top so you can kind of get an idea as you add things in. You can be like, oh, I do not like that there. So as I add things in now, I can see, like I said, I don't want to put that there because it's going to be covered by the chat. Use that as you like to go ahead and position your assets or your sources around your scene. And we're going to take a look at these sources right here, which again would normally be on the bottom, but I did adjust that just so you guys can get a better look at everything. If we see this layer, right, is on top, so everything that we put will fall behind it. As you can see, this is covering the PowerPoint. Now if I took this and placed it down here, and then I turned on the PowerPoint, it's going to cover the overlay. Mess around with how you want your scenes and everything set up, and then go ahead and save everything. For the sake of saving time, I'm going to leave this as is. And we're going to go through and look at these settings that we have on this PowerPoint. So I just want to give you guys a basic idea how to mess with those little settings down there, those boxes. And then on part 2 of this series, I'm going to really show you how to go in and fine tune just some ideas of how you could set things up to just make your stream look a little bit better. This video is taking so much time. I'm not complaining because I know you guys have been asking for it. A lot of people have been asking me for this video. So let's go ahead and get through these settings, which is really what we want to do to get set up. I did want to give you guys an idea of just how to set up the sources and how everything works so you can mess with it. And you can probably get a stream in just using your phone. One thing I forgot to mention, which I'm going to mention now, this option right here you will not see until we go ahead and I walk you through setting up your phone as a camera. Just, don't freak out when you start messing with it and you don't see your iOS camera option there. Before we start going through these settings, I do want to say if you're not familiar with this or you're not familiar with any video or streaming or OBS or anything like that, just stick to what the settings tell you and you should be okay. We'll go ahead and go to the output mode up top. Make sure that's set to advanced, and then come down here to the audio encoder. Make sure that's set to FFmpeg. And now the video encoder, the reason I started this with saying follow all the instructions, this is the only place I'm going to tell you that you can try something else here, and that's if you have like a gaming computer, laptop, anything that has a separate GPU or graphics card, you can go ahead and switch this to using that graphics card. The reason being is because X264 is just it's a standard video encoder, and most graphics card GPUs, computers use that regardless. If you see that your video is not coming through to your stream, I would recommend stop the stream, come back, and change this back to X264. That's why I always tell everybody, make sure you set up a test stream and just get it out the way. Once you got that set up, you're gonna come down here, your rate controller, make sure that's set to CBR, and your bit rate, if you do have a bit of a faster internet connection, you can bump that up to 3500. If you want to adjust your bit rate for faster connection or for more seamless stream, I guess you would say, you can adjust that, and they'll tell you how to adjust the other settings that you need. It's a little table up there. I'm going to pop that in the presentation. It's not in there because it wasn't there before. Now this is really important. Keyframe interval. My stream was not coming through. It was connected, but it was not coming through. When I came in here, this keyframe interval was not set to 2. I changed it, reconnected the stream, and everything worked. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I would make sure you leave that as is, unless you see something in the documentation that tells you you can do otherwise. Set this to go ahead. You can only set this to either very fast or super fast or ultra fast. Any one of those three should work. Make sure you set this to the tune to 0 latency. So then you get that set, you're gonna go ahead and select video. This should have already been set when you hit that update profile on the whatnot page. If you did not, or for whatever reason, it didn't work, you'll be looking at 1920 times 1080. Take it from 1920 by 1080 and flip it to 1080 by 1920 on both of these fields and you'll be good to go. Common FPS, again, at 30, you should be good to go. From there, we're gonna go up to the stream and we're gonna go ahead and make sure this service is set to WHIP. Make sure this service is set to WHIP, and do not worry about this server and bearer token. Once you're connected to whatnot, this will automatically be populated with the server and the bearer token. Now, once you have all these things set, and you look at, just double check everything, make sure it's set exactly how it shows on the guide or on their website. Go ahead and just hit apply and then hit OK. Once you hit apply, everything should be set to go. I think that's everything we need to cover for this section. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and shut this down. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, you're gonna go ahead, click that link in the guide. It will take you to a page like this. You're gonna download for your system, either Windows, Mac, whatever you have. Once you do have that downloaded, go ahead and install it. Just follow the on-screen prompts. I'm gonna go ahead and screen record my phone, and I'm gonna show you the app, how it looks like, and how it should look once everything's connected. Now, once you plug your phone into the PC, you might get a pop-up that says, should I trust this device? Go ahead and hit trust, because if not, it will not connect. If you see on the bottom there where it says USB waiting for connection, that means it's not currently. Now, if you haven't restarted OBS at this point since installing the plugin, you have to make sure you do that first, or you won't get it to connect at all. So the reason mine's showing not connected right now is because I haven't added my phone as a source in this setup yet. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this plus button, and you're gonna go look, instead of video capture device, if you don't see this iOS camera, if not, you need to go back and either restart OBS again, restart your PC, or reinstall that plugin again. Once you add that, you click add iOS. I'll say PMM's iPhone, right? Hit OK. You should see that there, which is the name of my phone, my old phone anyway. So you'll see the device listed there. You hit that, and then you'll have this thing pop up. You just go ahead and hit OK. So now I have this thing here, right? You can see it's live. It's very smooth. Look at the quality of that. I'm gonna go ahead and just resize this like if I have the regular setup going, right? Use that template to kind of center it and put it where you want it. All right, so let's just go ahead and say I have that here. Now, on your sources, think of these as layers. They're all stacked on each other, right? So if you want to put like an overlay or something in front of it, you got to adjust these by just grabbing and bringing it down. So like, for example, if I put it underneath my PowerPoint, you shouldn't see it anymore. You still see the outline there. You can still make adjustments and whatnot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how good the quality is to use your iPhone. And this is before we do any adjustments to setting or anything like that. If you look at this, look how great that is. You can see the little tiny scratches and everything. And that's through the top loader here, right? And I can hold this really freaking close. This is, again, still in the penny sleeve. You can see really great on this, right? You go out here, you come back. Now, what I do want to show you is you can flip your camera on here. You can actually zoom in and out if you want, right? So if I wanted to zoom in, great, fantastic. Zoom in and out. I can turn on the flash if I want to. I can even use the camera from here if I want to, so I can adjust the settings. You also have some presets here, right? So you can do triple camera. Oh, that's the one we were on, sorry. You can do ultra wide. Kind of zooms out a little bit. You can do dual camera. Brings it back in. You can do telephoto camera, which is super up close. And wide angle camera. So you can mess with those options, see what works for you best. I typically just leave it on triple and adjust as needed. And if you do want a solid mic and camera at a decent price, go ahead and check the description. I did link these two in there for you. I think they're great quality for the price that they're at. This camera is actually on sale right now, which is cheaper than what I got it for. So bad for me, good for you. Go check it out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.